What has it been hard for you to keep him sidelined? He says he's fully healthy, but
he wants to go. He's doing great in the meetings. He wants to. He's trying to get himself into stuff, so kind of have to pull the reins on him a little bit. So I think it's great when he's in. Kind of gives everybody, for me at least, gives me a more calm feeling. Just some guys that know what they're doing, and his energy is back the way it used to be, and his demeanor is back the way it used to be, and the way we all want it. So. I mean, he's a competitive guy, so he wants to play, but he'll get back when he gets back. When the doctors say he can, he can.
Was that? I know he was trying to play through it, and he's a tough guy. Was it worse? Was it more detrimental to him to go through that than? Should he have shut it down earlier?
I guess. Well, I mean, I'm who's to say? I mean, he's a competitive guy, but I will say this: that lessons learned. Yeah. And there's some hard lessons learned for him as a young man, and dealing with adverse situations, and how to deal with them, the good and the bad, and how could he have been better handling some adverse situations. And so you never want to see a guy get hurt and go down, but it is what it is, and we learn and move on.
It feels like we've been using the J.K. Dobbins experience, talking about Trey for a lot of that time, and I know that it's apples to oranges in terms of how their sophomore years went, but just going from disappointing and trying to bounce back from that, what were some things you saw from J.K. at this point in 2019? Are you seeing any of that stuff from Travion?
Yeah, just getting back to some of the mindset he has as a freshman, just the way he's preparing, not just his mind but his body and things like that. But Trey's that's a totally different deal. The kid was hurt, but with that being said, there's also some things he can do emotionally and mentally that'll help keep him at ease and the calmness about him. So we went through it. We are where we are, and we'll put that behind us, and here we go.
It's not like Chip is the first time running.
Right.
He obviously played a lot of Arizona State. But what have you seen from him this spring when we didn't see in November when you guys brought him back over?
Well, just being comfortable playing position again. And he's a pro. How he handles his business as far as his study habits, as far as how he takes care of his body, the way he practices, his full tilt. So, but we already knew that. But I think a lot of it's just kind of getting ingrained again, and just the feeling of being in the backfield and running.
What were the conversations? Were you guys ever surprised by just how quick he is at his size?
Oh, I mean, well, at first we were, but not now. I mean, we've been seeing it now. But yeah, the kid can run. He can run. He's got good top end speed, and he's 34 pounds, whatever it is. And so Chip's competitive. Chip's a competitive kid, and excited to have him in our room.
With Chip, what were the conversations like in January when he was trying to maybe figure out what side of the ball he was going to play on, whether he was going to stay in your room or?
We wouldn't have had a whole lot of conversation. It was like, what do you want to do? And he said, this is what I want to do. Are you sure? Yes. And that was in the conversation. So it wasn't real long.
What did that tell you? It was just seems very certain about where he wanted to play.
Yeah, I mean, Chip's a grown man now. He's a pro. He's a grown man, and the way he handles his business, his approach to life, and very mature. So he brings a lot of maturity to the room. And he said, "This is what I want to do." And there wasn't a lot of varying of like, well, this is what I want to do. And if you ask him a question, which I love about him, I'm a guy that you ask a question, I'm gonna answer the question. If you don't like my answer, that's something you can deal with. But you ask me a question and get an answer, and Chip's the same way. So I love that about him.
Tony, it seems like Chip and Dallin are having good springs.
Yeah.
You obviously have Trey and Mayan. How do you just balance that in terms of finding roles for all those guys?
We'll find that out as we get closer to the fall.
What are your takeaways of Dallin and Chip from the spring?
I'm sorry?
What are your takeaways from Dallin and Chip during the spring?
Yeah, I think that Dallin has grown. He's maturing. Every single day, again, you're talking, it's still his first spring. He's never been through that. He played some in the fall, but he's still maturing. He's changing his body. He's finally learning the game, and I think he's starting to understand just how important it is to study the game. And when I say study the game, I don't mean watch highlight videos. I mean actually study the game and what's going on, and taking care of his body. Dallin's a tough kid, and you can watch him. He's gained 8, 10, 12 pounds, whatever it is. So he's been really good in the meetings as well. He's answering things very, very affirmatively, and the way he's playing, and so he's growing up as he should be, and he's maturing. And like I said earlier, Chip's a very mature player, and it's like dealing with a grown man in the room.
Do you maybe have a chance to be maybe the deepest group you've had in terms of guys
from top to bottom? Yeah. When healthy, yeah. When not healthy, we'll roll the dice. But when healthy, from top to bottom, I would say it's probably the deepest room.
Does that give you ease, or does it? I mean, as you just said, when healthy, because a year ago it was kind of the same thing.
Yeah, I mean, you say it gives you ease. I don't know if you're ever at ease, truth be told. But when healthy, I like the room we got when healthy.